So Mark, that is one sweet wagon.
Beautiful wagon. Lots of memories.
Lots of memories. And you have memories in one of these too, right? The 57.
Correct. 1957. I was born in 1957, and my folks took me home in a vehicle that was identical to this.
A Country Squire, a 57 Ford Country Squire Wagon.
Ford Country Squire Wagon.
Wow.
Ford made a lot of those in 1957. They made 27,000 Country Squire wagons, which was the top of the line wagon back then.
It had to have the wood applique to be a Country Squire?
Correct.
Right.
And that in itself, with the beautiful colonial white and the wood trim Country Squire, that gentlemanly image of upscale.
This one even has wire wheels. I mean, my goodness, this thing really was dressed up. You know, these are very different body styles, actually. This one is clearly, it just looks lower and it looks wider. The 59 does.
59.
For only being 2 years different, they're very different.
Very different.
And it's also interesting that they did a body change from 56 to 57 and then blew that away again to do the 58 and 9, which are pretty similar.
And in 1957, Ford sold in total about 1.52 million vehicles, and General Motors Chevrolet division sold about 1.51. So Ford just outsold them a little bit. But back then, both car companies were producing more than 200,000 wagons a year.
Yeah. So this has another padded dash, which
again,
had to have been an option.
Yes, and the family who bought this new was fairly well off, because if you ordered the vehicle with all the options, this was a high-end vehicle.
Yeah.
It was definitely not a low-end vehicle.
You got the radio, you got the heater, you got the dual spots.
And it has the 9-passenger seating configuration.
Which faces forward.
Faces forward.
Which is cool. So you got car sick a little less that way.
Oh, but I used to love being in the very back end of the wagon. Put the window down, you had a blast back there.
The headliner's perfect. I mean, the restoration on this is really great. And this hasn't been retouched up or?
No.
Really?
No.
So and that restoration had to be in the?
Been now almost 15 years ago.
Wow. That's
And then also when he showed the vehicle, it was strictly trailered. So it wasn't like it was being driven, hundreds of miles constantly.
But you've got, once again, you've got the 3-color, side panels, red, white, black, a lot of chrome stripping and chrome trim on those. Now it is 57, and these back fins and taillights are really, really similar to the 57 T-Bird.
Very much copying the 57 T-Bird.
Yeah.
They wanted to give you the image of, you really would like to buy a Thunderbird, but got
it's not
5
practical.
kids.
Yeah, it's not practical.
Your wife is not going to let you
So give
come
me as
home.
much T-Bird as you can, right?
Right, for the money. So if I buy this Country Squire with the Thunderbird power plant and the Thunderbird back end,
yeah.
I'm driving like a Thunderbird, but I got 5 kids behind me and the dog.
So it's working.
I can kind of tune that out.
It's working for me at this point.
I can tune that out a
So
little
is this
bit.
clamshell also?
Yes. So you go ahead, and so
same thing, you release it.
You go ahead, lift it up, and then you put your finger underneath. This pops up. Okay. And then you go ahead, put your hand underneath.
There we go.
Yep. And then you come down.
Oh, now this is kind of a rubber mat material instead of carpeting.
Yes, not nearly as stylish.
Or kind of opulent or elegant.
More utilitarian.
Definitely more utilitarian, yeah.
More utilitarian. And virtually no room behind the third row seat.
Not at all, really isn't.
So that's why when my folks drove this out to Arizona and they saw the new 59 model came out, they're like, you know what? There's so much more room in
that's
that
a lot bigger car, isn't it?
than this.
Yeah.
And so, my folks typically would buy a car, drive it 100,000 miles, give it to a kid. Well, because of the growing family and everything, it was kind of like, we need more space now.
We'll get rid of this one and get that one.
So they traded in their 57, got the brand new 59, and they loved that bigger vehicle. I was the last one born, but there was born in 46 and 47 and another one in 47 and another one in 55. And you know what happens? Those kids all start getting bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so by 1957, they're all getting to be 10, 11 years old, several of them, and they're boys, and they're like, we need a bigger vehicle.
We need a bigger vehicle.
We're running out of room, okay? And then we still got a dog, okay?
Let's get a bigger car.
Let's get a bigger vehicle.
Hey, let's go look at that Thunderbird Special Power Plant.
Okay. I'll go ahead, reach in here, and pull the hood lever.
She pops up.
One nice tug.
In
And then you
reverse.
have the safety latch for Ford, always on the driver's side. You just push it in a little bit, up it goes.
I've always loved the look of this engine. Those valve covers are great, aren't they?
And then you have, what do you see?
Thunderbird.
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 Okay. A Thunderbird Ford.
Man.
312, 245 horse, 4-barrel Autolite 4150 carburetor.
Power
So
steering,
again,
AC, single master cylinder.
yeah,
But wow.
but just a unique vehicle, because not every car came with the Thunderbird Special.
No.
You know what I mean? So again, loaded with options, okay? You just don't find vehicles like this
And
anymore.
these are both automatics.
Both automatics. And they called it, the Fordomatic.
Fordomatic,
which is
yeah.
actually a 3-speed automatic.
Another really big radiator in it.
Yeah,
So it probably stays pretty cool.
Yep,
Runs pretty cool.
The beauty of the Fords, like, my mom and dad used to say, those engines and transmissions would last forever. The bodies would rust away.
But the engine and trans would
But the
still be
engine
going.
and
Yeah.
transmission were great.
So
And
easy to get to the oil filter. It's
very
right there.
easy to work on these
Yeah.
old cars. Power
It
steering
really is.
reservoir, power
Right there.
steering underneath. Everything, was so easy to access. And let's face it, if you had a Craftsman toolkit,
You could probably do
you
most
could,
everything.
You
yeah.
could literally disassemble almost this entire vehicle with just a
Yep.
standard Craftsman toolkit that you could buy from Sears Roebuck back in the day.
Well, let's see how this one compares to the 59. Let's take it around too.
Okay, we'll go
Close up
ahead
on-
and close the engine compartment. You have the little safety latch there. Push it down. And
All right.
we're all set to go.
Let's go. Okay.
Pump the gas.
Give it a little gas.
Needs a little gas.
Needs a little gas. Okay.
1957 Ford Country Squire.
Country Squire.
My folks took me home from the hospital in a car just like this, and back in 1957 there was no such thing as a car seat, baby seat, anything. I'm sure my mom probably held me in her arms and my dad drove home, and
That's how you did it.
that's how you did it back then.
I'll bet when your folks upgraded from this 57 to when you guys got the 59, that your dad saw quite a difference too. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really a different car.
Yeah, my dad really enjoyed the bigger vehicle, and my mom did too, because, like my mom said, she had the lead foot in the family, and with that quote, as she called it, the Galaxy or the Fairlane 500 station wagon, she could cruise at 90 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
And she loved that, because when you got outside of the city limits of Phoenix back in the day, they used to have a sign that said, drive at a safe and reasonable speed.
Whatever you think.
And my mom thought 90 miles an hour was what that car was built for.
It was both safe and reasonable.
Reasonable. Now this vehicle, she said, this vehicle had trouble maintaining 90 miles an hour, especially if you had any types of elevations to climb. As with the 59, as you go from Phoenix, of course, up the Flagstaff, you're climbing elevation. She said, I could keep that car at 90 the whole way, and I never had to go below 90 miles an hour.
The Thunderbird Special, the 312, wasn't really that powerful an engine. It was a little bit more hype than anything.
But, still the standard 4-barrel, 245 horse, for this size of a vehicle, that was kind of run-of-the-mill. You know what I mean? It wasn't a 6-banger.
Right.
But, if you were going to put 4 or 5 people in this car and a bunch of other stuff, it was acceptable.
And it certainly is a cool looking engine.
Yeah.
I mean, those valve covers on the Thunderbird Special are awesome, I think.
So when you look at the interior, it definitely looks significantly older
It sure does.
in 1957 versus 1959. it still gives you that feel of almost the early 50s
Yeah.
for interior dash, as the 59 definitely was more modern. It was, well, just coming into the 60s.
The brake pedal it says Swift Sure, so it even had a model name for the power brakes, Swift Sure.
Yeah, they always tried to come up with some unique trade name for the automatic transmission, the Fordomatic, or GM with the Hydromatic, or Power Glide, or whatever the case may be. Having never rode in a 57 and the 59 in the same day in my life, I can now see why my parents went with the bigger vehicle in 1959.
No, it's much more cramped.
There's a lot more room in that 59. And especially if there's going to be 5 kids, growing kids, and a dog and a cat, you definitely wanted that 59.
So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage. Happy motoring.